Well, hello everyone, it's Texie88 here, and I'm doing another retro gaming review. This time I'm doing the Amstrad CPC port of Double Dragon 3. Now, the original arcade machine, although I've never played it, a lot of people seem to deem it to be a pretty poor game, and one thing that really irked a lot of people is that although you could get power-ups in shops and like extra lives and weapons and so forth, you actually had to pay real money in order to get them. So I'm wondering whether this could be one of the earliest, if not the earliest, example of what we would now call microtransactions. I mean, in modern games, it's not that unusual to actually pay real money to give yourself some perks or add-ons or even some skins, but back then when you were paying real money, that must have been quite a shock. So, notice the complete lack of any music here, which is not a good start. Okay. Mission 1 USA. Oh my god, look at that. Is that shop I was telling you about? Well, this way in the arcade you would have had to have given yourself some actual coughed up some actual coinage in order to get to buy each of these. Buy that. As you can see, there's a time limit in near the top left corner, but look how slow this is. So yeah, you got punches, you got kicks, you got jumping. Oh god, this is I've only just started the game and I'm already really bored out of my mind. No in-game music either. Oh goodness me, what is this? And those backgrounds, I'm pretty sure, have been filched from the ZX Spectrum version. I mean, that clearly has Spectrum port written all over it. Now, the Amstrad CPC, I believe, was notorious for getting ports from the Spectrum. Sometimes it was a total port, and other times it was a mixture. Not entirely sure about the choice of colours they've added to the main sprites, although I believe they in itself are sort of based on the Spectrum version's sprites. But the speed and frame rate, and notice that the clock's actually ticking down at strict time. Never mind the fact that, oh my goodness, that scrolling is so jerky. Look at that, that is horrible. And this was a game that came out in 1991. Peace. Yes, wouldn't that be nice? I'd love to give the programmers of this game a piece of my mind. Well, pardon me, would, but I don't think I could. This is horrific. Oh god, this is so bad. It's laughable. More of the mind-numbingly brilliant scrolling. Kim. Okay, who's Kim? Why is the go arrow still saying go? I can't go any further. There's a great big hulking wall in the way. Actually, speaking of walls, you should be able to actually bounce off the wall and jump kick off it. Let's see if we can do that in this. Yes, you can. That's nice. It's just a shame that it's so slow that it's not nearly as enjoyable as it should have been. That must have been the trick. That aerial spinning kick must have been the trick that I bought in the shop earlier. Oh, I dread to think how children must have felt if they saw this on the shelves and thought it was going to be really cool, and then they come home and then get this. This is not fun at all. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. They've got no chance of managing to do this without the time running out. This is abysmal. I'm just absolutely mortified. Time over. It's so slow that you barely, it's a wonder you can actually get enough time to complete a level without dying. Let's give it another go. This is not enjoyable at all. This is awful. Well, he's dead. The coins in the top right corner there also count as how many credits you've got. So, oh, I see. I actually have to physically go in the door. The next level is loading. Can it not load and just spare me the pain? Okay. Danger liar. Don't move. Hate to break it to you, but don't has an apostrophe in it. Oh, this is so embarrassing. I'm still trying to imagine any children who may have bought this back in the day and had their jaws drop in sheer disbelief at how horrendously poor this game is. Slow, that was cheap. Slow, jerky, unresponsive controls. Oh God, will you hurry up? Keep out. Well, I would keep out, but the game won't let me do. Tom is a git. Oh, that's charming, that is. And who's Tom anyway? Ooh, that's actually a conveyor belt. They kept that in. That's a surprise. This is just so slow. Oh, good Lord. No. No, you followed me. Oh, it's a boss. Oh, God. Who the heck is that? I don't know who he is, but I need to belt him one. Oh, this is so horrid. I mean, this would barely have been acceptable and fair when the Amstrad CPC first came out, but this was 1991. I mean, it was close to the machine's terminus of its lifespan, and this is the thanks that loyal CPC owners get: a dull spectrum port that runs about 50% of the speed it's supposed to. Right, he's dead. Who actually managed to... Oh no. This is a cutscene, and even that's slow as all hell. The first stone is in China. Your mission is waiting for you, Double Dragon. Okay, so my name's suddenly Double Dragon. And it's a bit ironic they use the word waiting, given how long it takes this guy to do anything. China. Again, pretty nice background, and wouldn't surprise me if that weren't another shop. But it's just so slow. Oh, it is another shop, but I'm not going to buy anything from it. Actually, let's try a weapon just for the hell of it. What's it going to give us? Oh, it's so now my character's armed with a nunchaku. But look how slow it goes. I mean, the punch and kick that I had previously was virtually instantaneous, but this has about 4 animation frames before it even connects. Again, pretty nice looking backgrounds. It's just a shame they've been cribbed from the Spectrum version and not even given an ounce of colour. I mean, they put a little bit of touch of colour on the sprites, but the backgrounds are just monochrome. That nunchaku was nowhere. Look at that. That didn't even touch me. That guy did not touch me. Oh, God. I can't bear this. This is just abysmally bad. Whoever thought it was a good idea to release this should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. Oh, that didn't even touch him. I mean, that nunchaku clearly whistled over his head and wouldn't have touched him. That bit of a delayed response to getting whacked. Oh, God. Well, at least that actually hit me, which is something. Oh, God. Look at that. I couldn't move, and he whacked me before I had a chance to even do anything. That was really cheap. I'm sorry, even for... I know the Amstrad had problems with scrolling, but even allowing for that, this is horrendous. Look at this. It's ridiculous. Everyone's walking at the same speed. I mean, this is not 2-frame animation, so I suppose that's something, but still. The overall speed of the whole shebang isn't very good. Oh. All the enemies are just the same. Shouldn't there at least be a bit of a mix? Everyone's... Oh, God, this is horrific. Oh, here comes another one. Oh, that didn't even touch me. More god-awful hit detection. Oh, not another one. What's the bet I'm going to run out of time again? Oh, he actually spared me that time. Look at it. Oh, this is wrong. Oh, this is just wrong on so many levels. Oh, this is so bad. I couldn't even see that. I'd respawned. I couldn't see a 1p arrow pointing to me like it normally did when I first started. And you, oh dear God, this is absolutely no fun whatsoever. See, look, I didn't even hit him. See, look, there's a great big gap between where the nunchaku swings and him. I mean, I shouldn't be complaining because on that occasion it worked in my favour, but it's just... Oh, you've got to be joking. I'm going to run out of time again. Ugh. Time over. And of course, just because some timer runs out, he just falls on his arse and dies. Well, I've had enough of that. I'm sorry, but that is one of the worst games I've ever played in my entire life. Okay, so verdict time. God, I'm going to have fun doing this. Graphics. If you were to look at screenshots, it wouldn't look too bad, although the clear monochrome backgrounds, which have clearly been ripped from the Spectrum version, are something of a disappointment. The sprites are essentially the same as on the Spectrum version, but with a dash of colour added. Apart from that, there's not really much to say about them. I suppose they serve their purpose. Sound is barely even worth mentioning. There's no music here or in game, so it's a really dull experience through and through. You get the odd sounds when someone gets hit and hits the pay dirt, but apart from that, there's pretty much nothing. You don't even get sounds for those motorcycles which we saw earlier. Gameplay. Where do I start with bashing this? Well, the most obvious thing, the frame rate is dreadful. It's way too slow. The controls are by and large unresponsive. And a beat 'em up really needs to have a feeling of pain and run at a respectable rate. Double Dragon 3 on the Amstrad CPC does neither of these and falls well short of expectations. Is it addictive? Not in the slightest, especially for a game that was released in 1991. Games were really starting to get more involved by this point, and I'm actually quite horrified and repulsed by this. I mean, was it really that hard to get this game running at a respectable speed? So, all in all, I'm going to give this game 2 out of 10. The whole experience is just not thrilling, not exciting, not in any way addictive or enjoyable. This game is the absolute pits, and I'd be very surprised if I would ever want to play it again as long as I live. So anyway, that's my verdict. 2 out of 10 for Double Dragon 3 on the Amstrad CPC464. An unmitigated pile of steaming crap. If you value your sanity, steer well clear of this version. So that's this review done. Texie88 out.